welcome back to Ball Talks channel. I'm very happy for you to join me today because I'm very excited to get into the content that I have planned for this video. This is not an SMP episode, nor is it just me playing Bed Wars or anything like that. No. Today, I wanted to make a build guide for something that I have in my world, the SMP server, the Bald Batch server. I have this, and it's going to be a honey farm, an auto honey farm. I found this really useful, especially with the shopping district. Now, of course, I haven't made an actual shop for my honey yet, but when I do, I'm sure it will make a lot of diamonds. But figured I'd make a tutorial video for how to make an auto honey farm. Not too difficult, but it was something that was very useful to me, and especially with redstone contraptions using slime blocks and honey blocks, I know how vital honey can be to any player's success in their own survival world. So without further ado, let's get into this. I'm so excited. So here we are. Before we actually get started building, these are some things that you just need to have on hand, and really the only things that matter number-wise is the beehives. We're starting with 8, and it's best if you have 3 bees in each of the beehives. So you should have 24 bees. And the way that I've done this, actually to make it easier before you actually get started, is just to make a bee farm, a manual bee farm. You know, if you want me to cover this in another video, I can do it. But essentially, take your beehives and the one, the beehive that you've broken, the original one, and then just start spawning the bees right next to each other. And eventually you'll notice once you have more than 24 bees, and that's when you should be good. Wait till nighttime, break them, you'll get 8 beehives full of bees. Hopefully that kind of clears it up, but if you'd like, I'll make another video. But as you can see, you're gonna need chests. 3 of them is the preferred amount, although you can make more if you think this is really gonna be going off. Flowers of any type. Poppies are the most abundant, so I figured I'd get those. Wood, these are gonna be our building blocks. Glass, and it has to be glass. Redstone dust, comparators. These are going to be my temporary blocks. The yellow wool matches the yellow glass. Observers, dispenser, glass bottles. You will need much more than 64. Make as many glass bottles as you can. One of the easiest ways to do this is to get a villager that can trade for glass, 1 emerald for 4 glass, and then make as many as you can. You want to fill up these dispensers full of glass bottles. And so it's best if you have like 9 stacks in each. Of course, if you can't do that, it's fine. But having more than a stack for each dispenser is great. You need slabs, any material. Like I said, those beehives, and then hoppers. So let's get started. So starting on the left side of wherever you're going to build this, you want to pick the left side. And I'd say give yourself a solid, 12 by 5 area for this, and then of course make it like 5 high. But you're going to start with a double chest right there, and then you're going to expand from that with the 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to put 8 hoppers right like that. Right after that, you're going to want to add hoppers going in those on top. Then using your temporary block, mine is wool in this case, you're going to just build out, and then using your building blocks, which is spruce wood in this case, you're going to make a 2 by 8 platform behind all of the dispensers, just like that. All right, then once you get those hoppers placed down, you're gonna hop up here and take your comparators and place them facing away from the hoppers right on top of there. You're going to switch to your redstone dust after putting down 8 comparators and connect them all like this. All right. And then you're going to take your building blocks, and something you can actually do, build right next to them using a hitbox for a comparator, but you're going to make a 2 high wall right in front of those comparators. Then, after building this wall, this is a little bit tricky, so you might want to build a stand on there, but you can actually use the redstone hitbox build right next to. And you're going to build a single one high wall just like that. All right, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So you might want to take your building blocks and build a short little staircase to help you climb up. But either way, you're going to hop up here, and take your glass, and you're going to, and it has to be glass, specifically glass. You're going to build right on top of that redstone dust, just like this. And then you're going to take more of your building blocks, and you are going to cover up all of the comparators. So as you can see, the nice row of glass, and the comparators are being covered. Now, the next step might seem a little bit weird, but you are going to take your redstone, and I want you to place it over all of these blocks. I'll explain why in a second. So what actually happens when these comparators go off, the comparators release a redstone signal based off of the strength from what it's comparing, I guess you could say. And when it sends a signal, you might think that it sends a signal through all of this redstone dust, affecting all of the dispensers that are going to be up here, but they don't. Due to the redstone signal being the strongest through the line that it sends it through, it actually comes up through the redstone dust directly above it. And although, yes, it does turn on the redstone dust around here and around here, it only affects this one in this row. So if this comparator went off, it would affect this redstone. This comparator went off over here, it would affect this redstone dust up here. So with the glass, it allows the redstone to sort of climb up through that gap. And if you didn't have glass there, it wouldn't allow that to happen. Then, considering these 8 hoppers at the top, you're going to want to crouch and place 8 grass right in front of them. These are what will be holding your flowers eventually. Following the dirt right in front of these hoppers, you're going to take a temporary block, and using the hitbox for the redstone dust, place one right there. Crouch, take your dispensers, and slowly work your way down this line, and you can actually put down all the dispensers and needing to put down one temporary block, because it is very annoying placing down a lot of temporary blocks to break them. But there you go. Delete that wool block, and there you are. As you can see, all of the dispensers are facing downwards. With all the dispensers up here, I want you to take another temporary block, place the slabs right in front, and you're just going to build all the way across with these slabs. You're going to place down all these slabs. Now, these slabs will actually be temporary. You will remove them once you put the beehives in place, but for now, they will be there. And the very next step is to put the beehives in there. So you're going to take 8 beehives. Now, these can be the man-made beehives or the bee-made beehives that you find in the wild and that you break with a silk touch tool. The biggest thing is you just have to make sure that those slots are able to be seen. If they're not able to be seen, either you have it backwards or you have the slabs in the wrong place, but you need to see them because that's where the bees go in and out. These can be filled with honey at the very start, but I highly suggest starting with it being nighttime so bees aren't coming out at the moment, but also not filled with honey. That will mess up the comparators a tiny bit. All right, and then the next step is to take your glass, and what you're going to do is encase this entire thing in glass. Now, honestly, you can do as much glass as you want, as little glass as you want. The most glass you have to have, the least amount, is covering those slabs. There cannot be any space there. That has to be covered. All right, and then using your last bit of hoppers, you're going to place hoppers going into those dispensers. This will be for the glass bottles. Build a nice little helping wall right there, and then build hoppers going all this way, and then take a chest. It should be your last chest. Place it right on top. So what this is doing, you will put your glass bottles in here, and they will be taken down this line along with into there, and those will be placing them in the dispensers, which is where they should be. So that is how your last bit of hoppers and your last chest should look on this build. So I set the time nighttime, as all the bees should be in their beehive and they don't actually come out during the nighttime. They don't do the work. But what you're going to do next is you're going to break all of these and you're going to place down flowers. All of the dirt blocks, and then we will just wait for it to turn day. So here we are. It is day. You can see that the bees are coming out to do their work as it is the daytime. And there you go. The last step that you should really focus on or need to do is come up here and place your glass bottles, not in the chest, in the dispensers. You're gonna want to go all the way across these and place the glass bottles in all of these dispensers. And like I said, it would be very nice for you to have a full stack in each slot of the dispenser, making sure you don't run out. But even having 2 or 3 in each slot is fine. And of course, like I said, you can make this bigger or smaller than the 8 that I have here. It'll simply make it more or less efficient. And so glass bottles are in there. The best way to get glass, like I said, trading villager. But yes, you will put glass in each of these dispensers. So if you have a dispenser only filled with 1 glass bottle in every single slot, what's eventually going to happen when it gets triggered by the comparator to shoot out a glass bottle, it will actually just fill up with a honey bottle. And so what's going to happen is this won't be able to run, really, because if it picks the honey bottle to be shot at the beehive, it won't do anything. It really won't do anything because it's a honey bottle. So just make sure that you have at least more than 1 glass bottle in every single slot, like this one, and it shouldn't break, at least for a really long time. I mean, in here, there's what, 63 glass bottles? 63 glass bottles. So if you have 63 glass bottles in every single one, that's a lot of glass bottles, and that's a lot of honey, and you won't really need to worry about it. But just try to make sure that you have at least, you know, a full stack of glass bottles in every single dispenser. And then finally, what you're going to do if you want to actually expand this, and as you can see, it is working. Due to the fact that we only have 2 dispensers full of glass bottles at the moment, it's going quite slow. But if you want to expand this, what you're going to do is you're going to make a setup exactly the same as this. Connect the hoppers at the top and at the bottom, and then with the glass, build a shell going around it. And then what you're going to do to connect them, you're just going to go back here. Hello, bee. You're going to go back here. You're going to break this one really fast and put glass right there. And as you can see, these will expand into the rest of your farm and actually go into those beehives. One just went in there, but there you are. So yeah, there you are. This is your expandable bee farm. Everything should be done, and as you can hear, that dispenser just went off and I sent down another honey bottle. This goes pretty fast. I mean, just in the short time that I've been building this for you, it's already made 4 out of 2. So if you expand that through this entire thing, that's it's like 2 stacks in this short amount of time, which will make you a solid amount, 8 honey blocks. So there you are. That's really all you have to know. Expandable, easily expandable, and really the only toughest thing to get is the beehives. But you know how to do that. Just go out in the wild, find something, wait till nighttime, silk touch pickaxe, break it, take it back, breed a bunch of these bees. Eventually they'll go in there. And honestly, you could start this with a single non-man-made beehive in there, and then, like I said, just cover this all with glass and breed them, cover it back up, and eventually just keep building it, and all of these will drain back down to this double chest. And like I said, if you make this, I don't know, really big, you might want to make more chests, but odds of your double chest filling up before you're able to actually empty it are very low, unless you AFK or something like that. But like I said, that would mean you would need more glass bottles. See, you took 2 and took 2. And fun fact, but the dispenser, what thing it shoots from the dispenser is completely random. So if you have one spot filled with 10 bottles at the very front and everything else is filled with 1 bottle, chances of it picking the 10 bottles are exactly the same as if it was to pick the single bottle by itself, which would then break the machine. But with it getting nighttime, all the bees are going back to bed. That's where I'll leave you. Your honey farm is complete. Thank you for joining us today for this bee honey farm, auto farm. It goes pretty fast, as you could see, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Now, if that is something you liked watching and you want to see more farms and more tutorials for how to make things that make your Minecraft experience easier and more fun, just let me know. But I hope you enjoyed that video. Please consider liking and subscribing to be ready for the next video. And as always, I hope you have a very wonderful day. Thank you for watching.